Welcome back. You watch your Morning Live. Thank you for tuning in to stay with us now. The Kyalami Beer and Wine Festival incorporates all the great facets that make for a really fun day out. Craft beer vendors will have beer on tap. For the wine connoisseurs, there are multiple amazing wine farms. And then the market offers an incredible spread of food, from authentic German, Chinese and scrumptious curries to cheese for your wine. Can you imagine? Here to tell us more about the festival is the event's producer for the Kyalami Beer and Wine Festival, Stacey-Anne Millar. Stacey, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Look, it's all about beer and wine, but it's so much more. It's family, it's friends, it's camaraderie.
Absolutely. I mean, we tried to make this festival different by inviting the family to be a part of it. So, families, all ages are welcome. In fact, kids are free, under 12. So, yeah.
How long has it been running?
This is our first festival. This one,
Okay.
this Beer and Wine Festival is our first one.
And what informed the choice to go into the to create a Kyalami Beer and Wine Festival?
Well, Joburg is going into this area where there's a need for outdoor activity. You know, people are trying to get outdoors and be, in nature. I mean, we're outside. So, I think Joburg's craving this kind of thing, and it seems to be very popular. So
At the moment.
yeah, and of course craft beer has taken off. So, a lot of people are very interested in craft beers. So,
And before we continue talking about the festival, I mean, that idea around the craft beer, I mean, that's a novel idea in its own. But you have these amazing owners of some of, in my opinion, I mean, I don't drink, but from my friend's opinion, that some of the most amazing tasting beers. If you really want exotic beers, this is the kind of event for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's all grown out of passion for beer. I mean, the guys start in their garages and then they come out. I mean, we have one Swagger Breweries, which is this massive, massive tank with like 5 different beers and ales. And there's another guy that actually brews within old tequila barrels. So it's called Authentic Mexican. And so it's a tequila ale. So it has that sort of old from the barrels.
And
that old tequila taste. I haven't yet, but I'm dying to today.
What are some of the other things? I mean, we talked about authentic German, we talked about some Chinese foods, we talked about pairings with cheeses with wines. Yep. There's also bands. There's
fantastic bands. In fact, one of our bands is Alter Irving, which is Cindy Alter from Clout fame, the all-girl band in the 70s. And actually one of the organizers is another Clout lady. So, there's great. And then there's another band called Shiraz, which is a 5-piece acoustic guitar, very, very cool and jazzy. And they're very associated with craft beer festivals. And we also have a DJ Mickey Pereira. So, I mean, it's very vibey, yeah.
With such a clear identity around the festival, do you even theme it? Is there a need for a theme? Was it just a fun day out for the family?
I mean, of course, there's so many sort of German beer festivals, and we didn't really want to follow the whole German thing. I mean, it is available, but we wanted to involve wines as well. So it's not just a German beer festival. We wanted to involve other facets.
In my opinion, I always thought that beer drinkers and wine drinkers don't mix, but that's a bit changed, though.
Well, I mean, that's why we wanted to do it, because a lot of women don't drink beer, so we wanted to involve the wine, so there's something for everyone. So yeah, and I mean, there's cool drinks and stuff for the kids, and there's candy floss and popcorn and milkshakes and those sorts of things, and so there's something for everyone.
I mean, we're talking about craft beer originators here. How many are we expecting? How many vendors are we expecting on the day across the platforms?
6 craft beer guys, which, and each of them has about 3 to 4 beers or ales.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the wine farms, we're looking at about 8 wine farms who, again, have different sort of MCCs, reds, whites. There's a massive selection, which you can buy as well. So you can buy cases, it's distributed. Yeah.
Where does this event, the Kyalami Beer and Wine Festival, fit in amongst all the other events? What are you going to experience at this event that you won't experience at maybe the dozen others?
I think it's the family thing. I think that's what we wanted to do, because a lot of families, you go to other beer festivals and it's sort of cram 1 million people in there, and you really don't want to take your kids. It's like a bit of a mosh pit. So ours is an outdoor, there's tents, it's outdoor benches, there's jumping castles, there's sort of play areas for kids.
You're really catered for everybody.
Absolutely.
Details. Yeah. Somebody sitting at home and saying that I've got to mark down on my calendar.
Yes, you've got to be there. So the biggest draw card as well is that we have a huge screen for the rugby this afternoon. So whoever thinks they're going to miss out on the rugby, they're not. There's a massive screen.
You really have catered for everybody.
We have. We thought of everything, hopefully. It's 120 Rand to get in, and you can buy tickets at the door. So, yeah.
Just take me through that walk. So we come in. What do you experience? What do we meet first?
Oh, well, we've got our fantastic guys at iTickets. They're our accreditation guys, so they sort of, you buy tickets with them. And then there's VIP areas as well. So if you want a sort of a more of a VIP experience, which you can buy for at the door. And then, as you walk in, you're just confronted with rows of wine vendors. And then as you walk onto the field, there's another row of craft beer vendors.
Okay. So it's going to not only be a tasting, but it's going to be an education as well.
I mean, not to mention, there's about 15 food stalls, and there's no two the same. So, I mean, there's just such a variety.
Okay, sounds like the perfect day out, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the events producer of the Kyalami Beer and Wine Festival, Stacey-Anne Millar, giving us insight about the festival that is taking place today and tomorrow at the Kyalami Sports and Function Centre. It's a must-attend event, I reckon. Also, let us know what you think. If you're into craft beer, maybe you're a craft beer maker, who knows? Morning live at SABC.co today. Let's go to our performance area. I think, it's Dean Atter. He's from Wood and So.